Hey everybody, it's Darkling Muffin, and welcome back to more Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we made our way through Dodongos Cavern and made our way all the way up to the boss. And in this episode, we're going to take care of the boss and, well, clear out the Dodongos in Dodongos Cavern, as was our mission. Let's go! The Infernal Dinosaur, King Dodongo! King Dodongo, this is a huge Dodongo that eats anything. Give it a shock and finish it off with your sword. It's gonna go ahead and breathe in like that and send out a fire attack. In the original version, that was more of a sort of plume of fire. And then after he attacks, you can dodge his rolling attack by going off to the side. Same thing with the fire attack, as long as you're off on the side. And alternatively, what you can do to fight it is throw a bomb and miss, apparently. Again, this guy's really easy to dodge if you just kind of hide off to the side here. I'm going to hopefully do what I did with the Dodongo a little bit earlier and try and throw a bomb into its mouth as it's inhaling. And there we go, we did it right this time, and that'll stun it, allowing you to get a jump slash on for maximum damage. You could use Deku Sticks to do the damage of a jump slash, or if you're on the original, they'll do double the damage with the jump slash, which is nice. And something that I didn't know about until fairly recently is that if you use your slingshot when it's opening its mouth, it'll actually stop it from attacking. So there's something that I learned about. Now, whether it gets its attack off or not, it will do its rolling attack, and it will always do the rolling attack in sort of an L shape. So, you see there, he did the full L shape, and then he turns around to look at you. That's sort of just to help you guys know where he's going to end up when he attacks. And we are 2 for 2 on the gruesome deaths here. Got ourselves the heart container for defeating the boss, and I kind of feel bad. If it weren't for the fact that this guy was terrorizing the Gorons, I'd feel a lot worse. Maybe we should just give him one more bomb as just a little treat.
It's me, Darunia! Well done! Thanks to you, we can once again eat the delicious rocks from Dodongo's Cavern until our stomachs burst! What a wild adventure! It'll make an incredible story! I can't believe the Dodongos suddenly appeared in such great numbers! And that big rock blocking the cave? All this trouble must have been caused by that Gerudo thief, Ganondorf. He said, "Give me the spiritual stone, only then will I open the cave for you." You, on the other hand, risked your life for us! Kid, I like you. How's about you and I become sworn brothers? No, there's no big ceremony involved, just take this as a token of our friendship.
You obtained the Goron's Ruby. This is the spiritual stone of fire passed down by the Gorons. You don't know what he means by sworn brothers, but you've collected 2 spiritual stones. You have 1 more to find.
Brother, you'll keep brushing up on your skills as you travel, won't you? You should go see the Great Fairy on top of Death Mountain. She will power you up. Hey everybody, let's see off our brother. You did great. How about a big Goron hug, brother?
Oh god, run away, run away, run away! Oh, they're gone. Yeah, they just disappear as soon as the cutscene ends. And that Goron isn't even the same as the Gorons from before. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Darunia's sort of role in the story as we head up Death Mountain, as Darunia suggested we do. Darunia is interesting to me because he's one of the first characters to really take a liking to Link. I mean, aside from, like, Saria and Zelda, Darunia is really one of the first characters to take a liking to Link. And, of course, they become, sworn brothers, which it's interesting because that furthers the theme of Link not really knowing what's going... Did I get that? I did not. Not really knowing what's going on at all ever. I'm really bad at using bombs right now, apparently. There we go. There we go. Nice 20 rupees. Link is obviously... It continues the theme of Link being fairly naive and not really understanding things as he goes along, but obviously being a brother is important to the Gorons, right? Like, Darunia is the leader of the Goron. He's called the Big Brother. In this little place, there's a cow here in the... there's a cow. That's all I had to say about that. There's also, Navi seems to be pretty interested in this spot, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, if you play Zelda's Lullaby... I'll get back to talking about Darunia in a second. I just want to remember exactly what this is. I'm pretty sure it's Zelda's Lullaby. If you play it around one of these shining spots, I am wrong. Alright, future me will tell you what's going on there. Anyway, Darunia also talks about how Link is sort of like a real man, and I really like that as sort of like a thing. Like, Link is a child. He's always been a child. Also, the volcano is erupting. Good lord. But Darunia is the first person to really treat Link like he's not just a kid, right? He tells him that he's a real man for, sticking up for himself and taking out the Dodongos in Dodongos Cavern. It's a really touching kind of thing. And one thing that I wanted to shout out is, I don't remember who this was. I couldn't find the video again, but I remember I was watching a video about Ocarina of Time, and they were saying something along the lines of how Darunia sort of takes up the mantle of being a father figure to Link after the Deku Tree withered up, which I think is just a neat little thing, right? Since the Deku Tree is no longer around, him being the father figure, and he's, someone to look for approval from, especially when pretty much everyone else treats Link like he's just a kid. Up at the top of the mountain here, we have this person. I'm not sure I ever said this guy's name. This owl is Kepora Gibora, a very well-known character in the Zelda franchise. You've done well to come all the way up here, Link. This is the summit of the sacred Death Mountain. It is said that the clouds surrounding this peak reflect the condition of Death Mountain. When they look normal, it is at peace. Climbing all the way up here just proves how smart you are. Now I want to see you make another smart move. The Great Fairy lives on this mountaintop, and she will give you a new skill. She is the leader of the fairies, Whoo! Exactly what you need to do to find her, I cannot tell you. She insists all visitors find their own way. Check your surroundings for anything suspicious. You will surely find your way to her. By the way, the nearby volcanic crater is far too hot for you, and you won't find her there anyway. I will perch here and wait for you. When you're ready to go back down, I can help you. Now get going. Interesting. The nearby crater he's talking about in here, let's check the sign. Death Mountain Summit, entrance to the crater ahead, beware of intense heat. Well, that's never stopped me before. Let's go in here with reckless abandon. Link, it's so hot in here, we can't stay here for long! Well, that's okay, because I only need a couple seconds. There's a gold Skulltula in that there box, and over here is a rock which I'm gonna blow up real quick, because we're not quite done yet here in the Death Mountain Crater. There's a nice little grotto here, but notice that the timer has stopped. The timer that says that we should, that we should not be in the heat anymore, that's completely gone. And when we go back out, the timer has reset back up to the 36 seconds we had before. There's one more thing I want to grab here before we go, and that's on this wall here. It looked like I was just about to jump to my death, but in reality, there's a climbable wall here, and along this climbable wall is, as you can see, a piece of heart. Now, we may or may not have enough time to get back up, so what I choose to do is just drop back down, and if you fall in the lava, the room will reset. And in fact, it doesn't even remember that we've been to that grotto there. That's all there is to do here. You can look around a little bit further. There's a couple things to look at and see, but they're not really important, and they're not the Great Fairy. As you might have guessed, this wall, which looks very... ... question mark, is a wall that you can bomb. Here, once again, we see the crest of the royal family. I think at this point we all know what to do here. Everyone ignore the fact that I'm really bad at keeping tempo in this game. Welcome, Link. I am the Great Fairy of Power. I'm going to grant you a sword technique. Receive it now. You mastered the secret sword technique of the spin attack. Hold B to charge your weapon, release B to unleash a wave of energy with your spin. If you want to release energy without charging your weapon, just rotate the control stick once and press B for a very effective quick spin. When you charge your power for a spin attack, magic power will be consumed. Pay attention to your green magic meter. Hey boy, you're a messenger of the royal family, aren't you? You should visit my friends who live across the land. They'll surely grant you other powers. Head to the path leading to Hyrule Castle. One of my friends awaits you there at a dead end in the road. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. And we got ourselves the spin attack. It's an interesting thing. You can hold B and let go to unleash a blue attack. If you hold it a bit longer, it'll turn red and it'll unleash an even powerful and more broad attack. And of course, you can do a spin of the control stick and press B to do a quick spin. The quick spin will always be the blue power level, but if you look at the bottom screen, it does not consume magic, which is quite convenient, actually. And yeah, we gotta talk about the Great Fairies. I do wish that the Great Fairies looked a little bit better. They do look a little rough around the edges. They do look better in this game than they do in the original. That's completely fair. And beta footage shows that they have a completely different design. There's a completely unanimated version of them, which is interesting to look at. I do prefer their new look over that look, though, because that look didn't really have much personality, and this one, like it or not, has a lot of personality. Let's have a chat with this, with Kaepora Gaebora again. Woot! Well, it looks like you've grown up a little from the Great Fairy's power. But you still don't really look like the hero who will save Hyrule. At least not yet. If you are going back down the mountain, I can lend you a wing. Come here and grab my talons and hold tight. Hoo-hoot! Standing right under his shadow, and he'll take you down the mountain. How convenient. And we hear a return of the wonderful song that nobody talks about, I swear. This is just such a pleasant song. It was playing at the beginning when Navi's flying around, and I feel like nobody talks about it. It's just such a pleasant little track. I for one love it. And he drops us off at the top of this house in Kakariko Village. If you remember, this is the house of the great Impa that we went to before. There's the guard sitting down there. I'm trying not to jump off. There is something that we can do here. If you remember, that house had a cow in it, behind a grating, and a piece of heart. Well, if you drop off here, this is how you get there. Another lovely little piece of heart. In fact, that brings us up to 7 pieces of heart, which is quite nice. And, of course, if you have a look at our gear, we have 22 Golden Skull tokens, which I think it's time that we revisit the House of Skulltula and see what we can get for that many. So over there, that was the... Oh, wait. I actually haven't... Have I? Wait. No, this guy gave us the adult's wallet, right. I remember. And then this guy... Sorry, I confused myself there. I thought for some reason that we hadn't been here before or something. The curse has been broken! Thank you! Here's a reward for you! You obtain the Shard of Agony. This unique crystal resonates when brought near something secret or hidden. That's an interesting little thing. In the original game, that was actually the Stone of Agony. It's been turned into the Shard of Agony now. And if we come over here... There, it's blinking a little bit, which means that there's a secret nearby. And what a secret nearby means is it usually means that there is a hole in the ground. Now, this grotto does not really look that good in this version. In the original version, I'm going to show off what it looks like. It looks so much better in the original version for some reason, and I don't... That is not the button I meant to press. I have no idea why. Now, we got ourselves some re-deads here. We fought these guys before. Link is not impressed. Oh, come on. Oh, God. Fighting these guys is so much harder than in the original version, because in the original... Ooh, actually, I'm gonna do something. Yeah, let me out! Okay, I'm gonna... Oh my god, I might actually die here. Hold on. Oh, jeez. Okay, this is bad. I died! I wasn't supposed to die! Oh, man! Alright... Okay, it just starts us off here, but we only have... Oh, what is happening here? Sorry, I had a little technical difficulties with my controller there. Oh, man. Alright, let's drink some milk, get our health back, and then, let's take this guy out a little more tactfully, shall we? I'm gonna walk slowly around him and try and get behind him. Can't believe I died. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Alright, he's dead. What I wanted to show off is that I talked about before how re-deads will go over to fallen re-deads, and this is a very good example of how of what that looks like. He'll walk all the way over, and I think he'll crouch down next to it. No, he just stands next to it. I remember I saw somewhere that someone said that they eat fallen re-deads, that, like, re-deads will start, like, they'll crouch down and start eating fallen re-deads. I'm not sure That's clearly not true. It just walked next to it and grabbed and stood next to it. This is a huge rupee. This rupee is worth a whopping 200 rupees. That's pretty exciting. But yeah, I don't know where that post came from. It was a long time ago, so that they talked about how Redeads eat other Redeads, and it might have been in reference to Wind Waker, but I also don't think that happens in Wind Waker either. So I'm not actually sure exactly what's up with that. My notes tell me to go back to the graveyard to show you guys something, so I'm just gonna quickly meet you there. Okay, we're back here in the wonderful scenic graveyard, and you might remember this, it is daytime. And we are back here at the scenic graveyard. It is, I just had to go and make it nighttime as well, so that we can pull out this grave. You might recall that there was something in this grave that looked a little funky. Behind this chest here, where we got, well, would have been a Hylian shield if we didn't already have one. There's this wall that looks very suspicious, and as the text said, if you find something suspicious, you should bomb it. And indeed, back here we get a little-known fairy fountain. I feel like I'm sure a lot of people know about it, but I feel like a lot of people don't take the time to show it off, you know? I don't know. Just something little interesting there that I wanted to show off. But now that we're back in Kakariko Village, I'm actually going to head up to Death Mountain Trail, as there's a few things there that we can do now, as well as in Goron City, so I'm going to meet you in Death Mountain Trail. Alright, we're back in Death Mountain Trail, and we got ourselves some Tektites to take care of, because otherwise they're going to just get in our way. You might have recalled this thing here. Looks a little weird. Let's go ahead and sklorp and bloop it with the bomb. And there's a gold Skulltula here. Now, interestingly, actually, I'm not going to shoot it quite yet. I'm going to play the Sun Song real quick and make it daytime and show off that this is one of the few Skulltulas that are in the overworld that don't disappear when it's daytime. This one, I guess, is considered underground or in a cave, and yeah, it's, you can get it. And, wait, you can climb that? That meme doesn't really work as well in this version, because this is more clearly a climbable surface, but in the original, game, this does not look like you can climb that at all. Let's head on up to Goron City. I will meet you there again. Doing a lot of cuts. We're cutting a lot. Let's go. We are back in Goron City. I am actually curious. My notes don't tell me to do this, but I just want to talk to people and see what they have to say. You're incredible! Destroying the Dodongos! You mind if I call you Big Brother? So they seem to be pretty happy now. That's nice. That's a nice thing to see. There's a few things that I want to do here. Now that we have bombs, there's these boulders over here that we can now blow up. Well, not like that. But I did show off that sort of the room with nothing but rocks. I may or may not have made a joke about how the Gorons could just eat these rocks instead of the rocks in Dodongo's cavern, but maybe I didn't, I don't know. But these rocks actually are sort of maze. Now, I know the solution to this maze because it's actually pretty simple. It's just right, left, right, forward. So yeah, right, left. Right. And yeah, that's it. Just there. That's the solution to the maze. We got ourselves a couple little chests here. Go ahead and open these up. We got ourselves a purple rupee that we can't carry because I have 200 rupees already thanks to that gold rupee we found earlier. And another purple rupee. So there's 100 rupees. Truth be told, rupees aren't really that important in this game, so you don't have to worry about collecting too many rupees. They're very easily renewable, as I showed earlier in the series, but it's in this box where got ourselves another gold Skulltula that we couldn't get before because we didn't have bombs, and apparently look how silly this is! There we go! Oh, that was stupid. Couldn't couldn't kill the Skulltula because the rock's hitbox was in my way. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's all this room has to offer for us. There is... Now, remember this Goron, what does the rolling, that you want to be careful of? Well, let's blues him up. And by blues him, I mean blow him. And you know what? I'm gonna stop speaking words that I am speaking right now. I wanted to blow him up just wherever to show that it doesn't work, but I guess I'll do what I'm supposed to do. If you blow him up inside this cave area...
Alright, I'll give you this in honor of your courage.
He'll give you a big bomb bag. Now he can carry more bombs. That's exciting. You have to blow him up underneath this sort of indoor, under this area section. If you blow him up out here, which is not under that roof, it ain't gonna work. Now, the last thing that I wanted to do here involves this spinning pot, which disappointed me because I didn't get the spinning animation that Link does sometimes. This pot is interesting because if you go ahead and throw a bomb into it, it'll blow up, it'll start spinning real fast, and if it stops on the angry face, it'll give you some rupees, like, you know, chump change, boring stuff. That's the bad prize. What you want to do is you want to stop it with the happy face, the very happy face, facing the direction that the camera would be. And the way to do that is you gotta make the bomb explode when that face is facing forward. So, kinda gotta throw it a little earlier than you think you should. Also worth mentioning is that we could have done this before. There is a way in which we could have done this before using the bomb rock that's nearby this area. But that's really hard to do, and I didn't want to do that. We got an angry face again. It was very close, though. The way to do this, actually, is whatever face is facing that direction when the bomb explodes, that is the face that it will be when the pot stops spinning. So you wanna throw it in sort of anticipating when it'll explode so that the happy face is facing forward. So this will be a success. Prove me wrong. Okay, apparently that's not the case. That is definitely the case in the original version, but I guess in this version it's not? Rude of you, game, to do that to me? Is this one gonna work now? I don't know. I genuinely don't know anymore. I've been lied to. Why? Come on, man. So now this one might work because the angry face was in front? No, I'm a little salty about this. I'm getting a little salty about this. I'm gonna use up all of my bombs doing this, aren't I? No, that's gonna be angry face again. Why this game being mean? Oh, it worked! Okay, sure. So yeah, the prizes, as you saw, were that the angry face will give you 3 rupees, the neutral face will give you 3 sets of bombs, and the happy face will give you a red rupee, a blue rupee, and a piece of heart that we just got. And since we're here, you might have noticed earlier that, Navi was telling us we should see if Saria knows anything about the other spiritual stone. And I figure, why play Saria's song when we're so close to meeting her in person? And that is my justification for doing this. And there's no other reason, certainly not any collectibles, that happen to be right nearby. That may or may not be collectible now that we have bombs. Oh, look, a boulder! Inside this grotto, there is a Deku scrub. I'm gonna actually figure out what thing I need to do. There we go. Put that back on so we can actually deal with this guy. Come on. These guys are on a perfect cycle and it's bugging me. I don't have any Deku Nuts either! Ah! Okay, fine. I'm gonna make sure this guy stays underground, and then hit this guy. The one on the left is the one you want to take. I surrender! To make your quest easier, I can enable you to pick up more Deku Nuts, but it'll cost you 40 rupees. Let's make a deal. Thank you very much! You can now carry many Deku Nuts. Now you can hold up to 30 nuts. This is a Deku Nut upgrade. It's pretty neat. We can now throw up to 30 Deku Nuts, where before we had a limit of 20. It's pretty nice. This is the one that goes to Saria. There we go. There's the Shard of Agony once again telling us that that there's a grotto nearby, something interesting. Just take these guys out indiscriminately. We have no reason to do so, but I like to. And honestly, what better reason for killing is there than I like to do it? Nobody put me on a list. Alright, I wasn't talking for a bit there, so I guess I cut at some point. I don't know when I'm gonna cut, but let's see if Saria knows anything about the last spiritual stone in person. When you want to hear my voice, play Saria's song. You can talk with me anytime. Good lord, that voice is not something I can do since I've been recording for like half an hour. Let's play Saria's song and see if she has anything to say, and I'm not gonna do the voice because my voice is kind of shot a little bit. Yeah, let's talk to Saria. I don't mind you using the Ocarina's magic, but I really like to talk to you face to face. So Navi lied to us. Navi said Saria might know something about the last spiritual stone, and she didn't! She deliberately told an untruth! How dare she! Well, we don't actually have anything indicating where the last spiritual stone is. So I would say that on the next episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I'm going to make this outro as long as possible so I can get out of the place with the copyrighted music so I'm not talking over the copyrighted music. That'll get me definitely claimed and marked and all that stuff. And the next time on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, what say you we go around the world of Hyrule that we have been, we've kind of been neglecting the world at large. What say you we explore a little bit and see if we can find any information on the final spiritual stone? See you guys then.